All right, let's go. All right, episode 6, Beauty Bunch podcast. Uh, so last week of football coming up. So we're gonna end this 2019 Super Bowl series that we've been having over here. Usual guest, part of the Beauty Bunch. We got Marcus Lapenta here.
Just here for the fans, as always. Just here for the fans.
I don't think
And-
they know him as Marcus. I think they know him as Coach.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Coach. Yeah,
How's it going? How's it
we
going?
got Coach, and then
Coach.
we got Mr. Tomasi.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, he's here again after missing last week. So, what did you think of the games previously? Just lightly, just like 45 seconds. Any certain take you had on it?
Well, the
The week
first
before
one,
this week.
yeah, the first one, the Rams in New Orleans. What is there to say, man? It was a good game. Besides it was straight ref ball. Nobody can argue that. Like
That was
the-
a heartbreaker.
the fact that I heard on the radio that Roger Goodell could actually give New Orleans the win. Like they can. That's insane. I know they won't do it because it's not like cheating allegations or anything, but
I looked into this because they brought it out because like all the Saints fans so there was like 700,000 that signed a petition
they
to
put
like
up billboards.
redo the game. Because there was
redo the
there
game,
is
though.
something like in the rule book that does say that Goodell can go back and change the results of a game, either legit just change them, restart the game from the spot of whatever the heck just happened. But like whatever, let's say that's like Article 27.4, 27.5 states essentially like if it was an officiation issue, he can't do shit.
Yeah.
It actually so like
Yeah.
I read the first part and even at first I was like they might replay this game. Like that was fucking ridiculous. Like you might have to replay
Or at least
this.
replay the fourth quarter. With
Yeah, you replay it literally exactly from that down as if the pass interference was called.
See, this is where it
But-
You
gets
just
me,
start
though.
a whole complete new game, new
No,
day.
there's no
No,
way you
that
would.
wouldn't be
I get
right.
why you wouldn't,
Yeah.
but yeah, a part of the rule book
Unless
did
there was
state
cheating.
you
If there
could
was
not.
like evident cheating allegations, like
But at that point, you just get suspended and you don't go on.
As-
I feel like.
As brutal as it was an officiating call.
or I
You
believe
can't-
if the
you can't
officials
change it.
were paid, like they got bought, like somebody paid them to throw
Right,
the
right.
game, then
So
I believe
there
that,
was
that
a
shit-
bunch of like people were
Allegations.
upset because a bunch of the refs were from the South Carolina area. So some people were speculating like, oh, like are these guys Rammers? Like when they're trying to get the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl. I think that's a lot of bullshit. Like if you just look like actual the credentials and shit, like it's like the top of the top. Like they picked the cream of the crop.
Yeah, this is
I think
soccer.
honestly,
Yeah.
I think you'd have more of an issue if it was the other way around. If like you had whatever the third best officiating crew out there and blew that call, that would be an issue versus having technically some
Yeah,
refs that
agreed.
were living nearby.
Agreed.
I still just don't get what made him not think that was pass interference though.
Like in replay, it's obviously super obvious.
I know, but
I
what
still
angle
think
did
in
he
live
have,
time
though?
you gotta make that call and like you see where the two refs are. One of them's literally looking straight
Yeah,
at it.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it's so obvious and like it's like 3 penalties. It's like a pass interference. He got fined for a helmet to helmet hit, and you could debate that it was a
Yeah.
defenseless receiver. Like there was so many calls that were missed,
See.
and like Goodell finally came out today. People were waiting, and he basically just said like, "It as
What
long as we
happened.
have humans as refs, like there's gonna be human errors. People make mistakes, which I understand is absolutely brutal, but it's true. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. You can't go back. The only thing we can do now, which will happen all off season, is we're gonna talk about what plays can
Yeah.
be reviewable.
Well,
Everything's gonna change.
I actually want to throw two
pass
things out there.
interference, whatever it may be.
So first off, there's rumors that I think it's the CFL, that you can review penalties.
CFL, yep.
See, but my question is, if the penalty happens, can you review whether or not it's a penalty, or can you review if a play is a penalty, if it's not called a penalty?
Oh, I'm
That-
not
there's the
100%.
gray area.
I don't follow the CFL
I don't
enough.
see why that's not already a thing. I think it's absurd that, if penalties are misplays, and I understand that refs make mistakes, so why not just, instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt, let video evidence, the physical proof. That's how we do it in a court of law. Why don't we do it in sports? I know it's like a different example.
I
but
just feel like that's just a very dangerous game to play at the same time too. Because
no, but
like
most
if you have someone that's great at arguing a case, and if it's a play that's really 50-50, but you go into like
that's the thing.
NFL court with it, like
No,
the person
I'm not saying
can win
that.
over
I'm saying during the play you have the lead ref. If let's say everybody gets an extra challenge, a single penalty challenge or something like that, both teams per half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if it's 50-50, then it stands on the field how it is right now. Okay, if it's not definitive proof, you can't overturn the call. But if it is definitive proof and the coach used his penalty or his penalty timeout or whatever, you should have that opportunity because there's a lot of missed calls like even going back to last year, with Jesse James and the called back touchdown.
It's gonna be real tough.
Or Des Bryant.
A big issue as well as pace of play. They don't want just everything to be reviewable and then as slow as technically
That's
football
why I said
is.
one per half.
You're right, but who knows? Because then if you win it, usually you get it back, so then they'll keep going. To be honest with you, where I think we're going is in 10, 20 years, honestly, we might not even have legit refs out there. But where I think we're going now is I think we might eventually just see a ref that's up in the booth, and literally he's just on camera the whole game. And he's got to be able to make last-second decisions in like 30 seconds. So at least he can quickly check the review. So down on the field, the head judge makes the call. If they're not 100% on it, he can quickly just go to his mic and go, "What did you see?" And he's got call it 30 seconds.
It's kind of like that
but
now with
exactly.
with
So
soccer,
at
with,
least they don't.
VR.
At least they don't slow down the play too much. You do get some video review on the live play, and that doesn't mean it's not reviewable after.
It's
so
already
hopefully,
a slow game anyways.
right? It is.
An extra couple minutes isn't going to change
to get the
anything.
thing right. It should be. It'll be interesting to see. I'm quite interested to see in the off season what will they make, because things will change. What will be challengeable next year?
Yeah.
A lot of subjective calls.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Well, you mentioned it before about kind of like we're kind of joking about it, but the AI referees, right?
Oh, it's coming.
But the thing is with an AI referee, okay, me and you were playing Paladins last night, the video
Right.
game that's kind of like Overwatch, and one of the things is that the AI decides on what the best plays are in the game. But the thing is that with a lot of the plays is that they're just good statistically, but they're not actually the best play of the game. I still can see the same thing with like football with certain calls and
like
stuff
it.
like that. Like an AI is like, super smart, but it's not a human. It doesn't think like a human. Certain stupid things, if it has like a certain code, like 5 or something like that, like if it's looking at red and blue and has to identify it, if
Of
it has
course.
some sort of the code that makes the red seem like it's blue, it's going to say that the red is blue.
I'll actually expand on that. There was an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Carlton was going up against a AI computer in chess. And
Oh, I remember that episode.
and
They-
the
they
reason,
lose
and
eventually.
the reason that Carlton ended up winning, because nobody could beat this AI. It was like 37-0. It played all the chess masters and everything, blah blah blah. And the reason Carlton won was because the AI went against the best move. The moment Carlton started doing random moves, it threw the AI
Yeah.
out of whack. It couldn't react properly, and he won the match.
Okay, I guess let me
I know it's an
let me
extreme
clarify
example,
this
but-
I thought
statement
this
then
would
of
just be
where
a fun topic.
I never expected a Paladins
Yeah,
reference
yeah,
in this
yeah.
podcast, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad.
let me
Great game,
clarify here. Where I mean AI is going to eventually take over refereeing 100%. We're going to keep going more to technology, but if we get to like all the way to the point where they're making the calls, it will be AI, but you're still going to have a person that basically reviews the call.
Yeah.
So the AI will be like, "Oh, that was pass interference," and we'll still have a person that goes, "Yep, confirmed," and that'll get sent down to the field and the call will be made.
Until like
So-
AIs are like advanced enough as humans and like they have like rights and liberties and stuff like that.
No, it's
That's
yeah,
like a
that's
topic for, like,
different.
300, 400
well, this is
years from now.
totally off the sports right now.
where we will move just as technology continues to progress and as we continue to get upset due to human error, which is just natural and it's always going to happen. We're going to continue to move more and more just to make sure that whatever sporting activity is called absolutely perfect, because people just get salty, understandably so, but humans make mistakes, and that's just going to continue to affect football games, baseball games, whatever it may be.
Yep.
I
For
also
sure.
want to throw out there, and this is one thing that everybody keeps forgetting when they're talking about this. Okay, New Orleans would have got the first down. It would have been, what, on the 8-yard line or something like that? There's no guarantee they would have got a touchdown. There's no guarantee they wouldn't have turned it
True.
over. Also, they had the chance for them to not come down the field. I mean, the game was tied, but or no, they were up by 3. So
Doesn't New Orleans have some of the
Philadelphia
best
had to come back. Was it Philadelphia? No, sorry, L.A. L.A. had to come back down the field.
They're in the Super Bowl.
I'm
Come
thinking
on
of the
now.
previous game. L.A. Had to come back down the field to tie it, okay? Not to mention, in OT, Drew Brees got the ball first. They won the coin toss. He threw an interception.
Okay, so don't get me wrong. It's not a lock, but I'm more on the Saints side of this one, to be honest with you. As long as they get that pass interference call, to me, the game's done. The game's done because you got, I forget what the time was on the clock, but it's a first down, and even if they don't score, which I don't see how they don't with the way they were moving the ball in the fourth quarter, but let's say they don't. That's 3 running plays, clock gets run down to, it was basically
20 seconds.
like
or
20
something,
seconds. Rams are out of timeouts. The chances that they go down the field close enough. Granted, I love Greg the leg, and he had a 57 in overtime.
Yeah,
so who knows? Maybe they needed to be 70 yards away, and he hits it. But
Yeah. It looked like he would have hit a 70-yarder,
yeah,
honestly.
the one in
but they had
overtime.
extra-
It was
he had
ridiculous.
extra,
But
for sure.
I just don't. I don't see how. There's just. It's possible.
He could
It
have
is
fumbled it
possible.
off a snap.
You're right.
You
He
never,
could have.
Anything could have happened.
Okay, but if
Yeah.
It's
just
sport.
like
Yes.
that could have happened, he could have also scored a touchdown, and the game would have been over.
I mean, that's the more likelihood. But
Correct.
you can't. That's what I'm trying to say is you wouldn't be able to reverse it just on that. There's no guarantee.
No, it's
And there's-
definitely not a lock.
You don't know that they would have scored a touchdown. They could have the same outcome, the 3 points.
Oh, it could
Other
have been.
team came-
It
I
just
know
would have
they
been a
would've-
lot of less time. That's
Agreed.
the huge thing.
Agreed. But again, a guy takes it, goes for a run, and fumbles it, and all of a sudden the ball goes back the other way.
Like,
And
don't get me wrong,
even go to
it's not a
OT.
guarantee. And same thing, they got the ball first in
But I'm with-
overtime. They threw a pick, and I mean, credit Sean McVay to have enough trust in Greg to do a 57-yard
I'm
field
not.
goal.
honestly, like
You're
statistically,
right. But 57 yards, if you miss that, which is reasonable, you gave him basically Drew Brees 2 first downs.
yeah,
and you
he
lose
would
the
have been
game
on
again.
the 16 yards. They go back. He
think
would have been on their
I'm-
40.
I'm pretty sure because I was looking
They're
into this because
41.
I was actually curious. I think they were on because they added 18 yards to it. So I
Yeah,
think
so
were
they
on
would
the
have been on their own
39.
39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly, flip it basically.
Whatever.
Probably
That's an
2
extra
first
19.
downs.
No, sorry, that's an extra 14 yards off a kick.
Oh,
Kick.
I
Or a
understand.
touchback.
I just if you miss it, you're probably losing. Like you're gonna think Drew Brees can get 2.
He
first
just
downs
threw
if
an
you kick it.
interception on his first possession in OT. I know he's probably a little tilted.
100%, and
But-
you can't completely blame him. You can because he made the decision to throw the ball. But I mean,
He's a vet. He
The
shouldn't have
O-line
done
did
that.
not make the block, and he tried to huck the ball when he probably shouldn't have.
Throw it out of bounds. Take the sack.
No, he
Take
shouldn't.
the
and
yards.
trust
Are you kidding me? Your
also-
Super Bowl?
Don't get me wrong. He blew the play. But the O-line blew the play. Michael Thomas blew the play. If
Yeah.
you watch him try to receive it, he has no idea where this ball
Yeah.
is going. If he has any idea,
He didn't turn
could
around
have
until it was
blocked
already
it.
caught, pretty much.
The defender was falling down when he caught the ball.
Yeah.
Like, if Michael Thomas had any idea where the ball was, easy swat down. But all the things led, at the end of the day, we're looking at the Rams in the
I'm
Super
playing
Bowl.
villains. I'm playing villain right now, but I'm definitely on the Saints side for that. 100%.
I feel terrible for Saints fans.
I just playing the villain.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Like, that is to the last 2 years in the playoffs. They lost this year essentially to the ref blowing it. Not guaranteed, but essentially. And last year they lost on the Minneapolis Miracle with an absolutely blown tackle by the cornerback.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's a heartbreaker.
I want to, but
Like,
we're
Drew
gonna.
Brees could be retired at the end of this year.
Yeah, I
wins
wouldn't
the
be
Super Bowl,
surprised
he
if he
could've
does.
retired.
I wouldn't be
He
surprised if he
can't-
doesn't. He's so salty.
Oh, no, he can't retire now. You can't retire after your last 2 seasons unless if your body literally won't allow you to play. There is no way you
No,
can retire
I could see
that
him.
legacy.
I could see him. I could just see him being like, "I'm done. The rest. This is ref ball. This isn't the football that I joined the league." And
Not a chance. There's Drew Brees just
he won his championship, the first ballot.
he's won one. Yes, but you're right. But also in QB history, like rankings and shit, the second brings you up to another class.
Yeah.
Getting that second.
I don't think he's
brings
gonna
you
Oh,
up
retire.
to
I
another class.
agree.
I
But then
really don't
also
think
look
he's
at
gonna retire.
statistics, man. Yards. He's
Oh,
what?
buddy,
he's right
he's-
behind Roethlisberger for fourth, I think. It's.
I don't remember them all.
I think
thought
it's
he's in the
Brady,
lead.
Manning, Roethlisberger.
I'm pretty sure Drew Brees
maybe
passed that this
yeah.
year. I'm pretty sure Drew Brees and Tom Brady are number 1
1 and 2, and then it's Roethlisberger then, and
then-
Manning. Yeah.
yeah, Manning,
I know
Roethlisberger's somewhere
Roethlisberger's
in there.
at number 3.
I know this. I forget if it was the touchdowns or yards, and it might have been both. But I remember Drew Brees passing Peyton for the first on that, and yeah, basically Brees and Brady on
Anyways,
both.
he's
both
a first
of those
ballot.
Or just 1, 2. They're first ballots.
I know you're not walking off into the sunset.
You're talking about passing yardage, right?
Passing yardage, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Drew
Drew
Brees is
Brees is
one.
leading.
Yeah, he passed Peyton Manning this year, and I think
Yeah.
Brady's like right there with him.
It says Brett Favre number 3.
It's touchdowns then. Touchdowns is where Brady's up there.
Yeah, and then let's see, number 4 Tom Brady.
Yeah,
And
so they keep
then
moving.
Dan Marino, and then Roethlisberger.
Oh, okay.
Go check out touchdowns.
Touchdowns. Okay.
It's right there.
Where?
Passing touchdowns. Right there.
I'm pretty sure Drew Brees.
Peyton
and Tom-
Manning.
Drew Brees is
Yeah.
number 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
So
then Tom Brady, and then Brett
it's
Favre.
coming. So Peyton Manning's
He's
1.
a first ballot.
Oh, that's not a doubt.
So
He could leave
walk
now
off and get,
because he wants. He sees the potential. He think you could look at the team and say, obviously, it's extremely difficult to get in the Super Bowl. But this year and last year, he had Super Bowl contending teams, and he's still gonna have one next year.
Yeah, he will.
Michael Thomas is just getting to be like the
Yeah.
number 1 receiver in the league. There's just I don't know. I could not see Drew Brees retiring on those notes.
You never know.
Like, I just couldn't.
I don't see it either, but you never know. I also we're gonna talk about this later, but Anthony Davis, he wants to trade. This has been the worst week for New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Rough-
New Orleans,
rough
man.
time, yeah, I
one of
saw
your
that.
best players of
Rough
all
time.
time, if not your best player of all time, was it requested a trade right before the deadline, right
Yeah.
after your team fell out of the playoff race. Like, God,
Man, I can still picture that pass interference call and just watching just like the amount of shocked fans in the stadium on the sidelines. Like Sean Payton didn't know what to do with himself. Like
on a
that's just
funny
brutal.
note, I
feel
heard Sean
terrible.
Payton spent 3 days after that game eating ice cream and
Yeah.
watching movies. It is a report that came out today.
He was okay. You can't see it fully,
Was this Bleacher Report?
but today, during some press conference, he was wearing a golf shirt and underneath, so he had an undershirt, and you kind of just see the top of what the design was, and like people are speculating because like it looks like it. It looks like he's wearing just it's a Roger Goodell shirt with him with just a red clown nose, basically just taking a huge shot at Goodell.
My.
Oh man.
That was pretty funny.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I think you said you wanted a quick recap of that, but
Yeah, but
that was we had to talk about
Yeah.
that. Let's
No, no,
talk
it's all
about the
good.
other game.
I actually meant the week before that, but like just 30 seconds. But like that's good as well. We don't really need to go through the.
Oh,
week
okay,
before
okay.
that.
Don't worry
I just
about
want
it.
to see what your opinion was. Anything you want to say?
Oh,
about
anything
it.
I wanted to
Yeah,
say?
but-
Oh, I didn't
but
clue into that.
Let's just go on to the next game. So the Patriots and Chiefs game.
Okay.
What is there to talk about?
Oh, to me, there's one play to talk about, and that's absolutely it. That's a lie. A lot of the game is worth it, but there's one and one reason only that the Chiefs are not in the Super Bowl. You want to talk about the
It's
play?
because
You want
of
to talk?
overtime, or are
Huh?
you talking about the offside?
We're talking about the offside. The one play in the Saints
Oh.
game was the penalty. The one game in the Chiefs game was the Chiefs had a pick to seal the game, and before the play even began,
Yeah, that's true.
D Ford lined up 6 inches offside, so no matter what happened on that play, it was going to be flagged,
It was a
and it
free
was going to
play.
be a redo. And, of course, Tom Brady throws a pick to Gronk, and it wasn't like he hucked it down the field knowing he had a free play. That was just a safe little screen to Gronk. Like, that wasn't, let's take advantage of, I got a free play. Threw it, choked, went right through Gronk's hand. What a way that would have been to talk about this week right now. We'd be talking about, is Gronk done? Brady getting old? Gronk's hurt, injured, missed that play. Patrick Mahomes going to the Super Bowl. Instead, D Ford line 6 inches offside.
Again.
Tom Brady takes advantage. Game
Yeah.
over. It's
Again,
done.
same situation. You don't know that Kansas City would have got a touchdown or 3
I'm
points.
pretty sure that was just like time.
And also, Patriots got ball first, so it was next points win.
No,
If they change possession.
This was fourth quarter. This wasn't
sorry,
overtime.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, this
This
was
was fourth
you're,
quarter.
you're okay.
That
no, I
offside
hear
was
you, I
fourth
hear you.
quarter, and that was picked, done, not 100. Like I would say, almost closer to then like 100% what it would have been for the Saints.
No,
that
I
game
agree. No, I
was
agree with that
over.
one.
Like,
I
that
thought we were
was-
talking the play in overtime.
But
We
there's
wanna-
stupid penalties too on the Patriots side too that they got away with.
there was that. The Patriots got a huge benefit of a call for roughing the passer penalty, where
They're always going to call that for their golden boy.
the guy reached over the offensive line trying to make a block and literally put 2 fingers on Tom Brady's face mask, like just touched it.
Yeah.
And a flag just got thrown.
It's
I'm like,
their
yeah,
golden
technically
boy.
that is the rule. Any contact to the head, even if I touch you with my pinky finger, technically is a roughing the passer. But God, that's a fucking ridiculous call.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And then
Again, why we need the replaying of the penalties or challenging penalties.
That
But
penalty
it
also
still
just
would have
needs to
probably
change.
got called then. If it's still under the rule like that.
If you want to be technical, yes, it would have.
It
still
would
been
have.
called.
That would have been. That just needs to get
I
changed.
feel like there's a certain level of yeah, but really, is that definitive of a rule? You know what I mean? Like, there's
they
gotta
need
be some
to,
sort of leeway.
Well, that was a big thing to start this regular season was the the roughing the passer. Clay Matthews didn't know how to tackle a quarterback without getting a roughing the passer call. If you remember in the first few weeks,
them, though.
then there was the memes of people just like pretending to sack a quarterback and like lying him down on the ground and
Like
putting a
very-
pillow on his
yeah.
head. And flag gets thrown out. So like it's been a little ridiculous for quarterbacks this year.
I love it. They want them to roll off. You're going full steam ahead. These guys are
Yeah.
like built like freight
It's
trains.
like
and you want them to hit them and roll off. Yeah, but all of a sudden it's not big enough.
You're
to hit, and the guy
supposed to
throws downfield.
tackle them to the ground, but not put your full weight on them.
You have to roll off them, right?
Like, yeah, but like when you tackle, like I
You
don't
have to
even
go- you
know
have to go
how.
on an
It
angle,
doesn't make
basically.
any sense.
Here goes another sports science episode. He goes, oh, here's a 325-pound guy, okay? He rolled off of me. Oh, he fell on top of him, 175 pounds, okay? That's more than the league rule. It should have been called a penalty. That's what's going to end up happening. What are you going to do? Have a monitor on Brady? It just shows how much weight fell on top of him?
It's reminding me of that sarcastic ball episode of South Park. If you guys
I've
saw
never
that
seen it,
episode.
no.
Oh, okay, you should watch it. It's really like
I probably would enjoy that for sure.
I think really the biggest other thing to talk about this game is ultimately the overtime rule.
That's what I was about to say.
Because so we all knew it.
Yeah.
Once they tied the game, it goes to overtime. We both knew whoever won that coin toss, especially if the Patriots did, it's a touchdown.
I
Game
got
over.
a question about that too, actually.
Game over. And like, that's just to me, it's just terrible. Like
I
they
hate the
tried to
format
they
of-
tried to originally fix the overtime by adding in where if you score 3 points, then the other team can match, which was a good start. But honestly, I think it's got to just be a complete match.
Play the quarter out.
One team gets the ball.
Instead of golden goal.
You could do that instead of golden goal. I think it's fair if you just go whoever wins the wins the coin toss. Obviously, they're gonna choose to take the ball. Whatever they score,
You have to
that
match?
can be matched. It can
Okay,
be.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
the rule
That's
right
exactly
now,
what I
the
was
rule
thinking.
right now is just a field goal can be matched.
Okay, but then how would you play touchbacks?
What do you mean? A touchback just gets put to the 25-yard line. What do you mean?
No, I'm talking when you...
You mean a safety?
Safety, yeah.
I'm pretty sure as it is now, which I think is fair, I would end the game.
And the game, I agree with
I
that.
think
I
that
agree
makes
with that.
sense.
Yeah,
but
that makes
so,
sense.
Because they got
The-
possession anyways after the
Like, you
after the
can't tell me
safety.
Patrick Mahomes doesn't deserve that ball. And the way both of those offenses
Yeah.
were going in the fourth quarter, it basically was who won the coin toss won the game.
Yeah.
And, like, if you want to dial it back,
Especially with
back
the
to-
score too in that game, they were just fucking just throwing them. They were just chucking them and finding.
See,
We
do
w-
you believe that the coin toss should just be one flip? And the reason I say that,
Yes.
not best 2 out of 3 or something like that, is because
Okay,
the
so
away
I was gonna say
team,
no to that.
the away team gets the choice
Right. Fair.
of what they want, right? And so
Um,
the Patriots picked whatever it was, heads or tails, and then they got it.
I'm not sure what you do for that because, like, the next thing is, like, rock, paper, scissors. But, like, technically that's luck. You
That'd
can,
be
you can
hilarious.
claim their skill to that. You want to go to the XFL, they threw a ball up the middle and just said whoever recovers the football gets the ball. That's not
Like
happening.
in the NFL, whoever gets
Um,
the tip
Or it's
off,
like
or
it's
the
like
NBA.
like Rocket League, just
I
like put
think-
in the middle.
Yeah.
I think
ball
ultimately
drops from the middle.
Yeah.
you'll never
Or just
see
shoot
the
the ball
coin
up.
flip
Yeah.
because, like, sorry, flip to something else. Because then it's still, like, whatever you choose, someone's going to win possession not based off skill.
Well, could you just
So ultimately, I think you really got to just like, focus on how do you fix overtime so both teams get a fair chance to win. Like the same thing, you want to bring it back to 2 Super Bowls ago. Tom Brady and the Patriots, it's not a lock that the Falcons win. I'm not saying they would win at all. But again, absolute all momentum. New England, of course, go to overtime, win the toss. No one in their right mind thought anything was going to happen other than they were going to run down, get a touchdown, game's over.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if Atlanta wins the coin toss, they win the game, but
Yeah.
like there's got to be something more than just you win the coin toss, you went down the field, you win, game over. Like that just doesn't seem right. I've heard people try to talk about like kickers, do a kickoff. I've heard people
that would be hilarious.
Right? I've heard
A
people
kickoff, like a shootout.
I thought this
kind
one
of?
was this was pretty
at the end of
good.
the game.
I've heard this. This was a pretty good idea. If we go to overtime, you put both teams on both ends of the field. So you put them both at the 10-yard line. You got offense and defense, obviously, of opposite teams at both 10-yard lines, and you essentially just go back and forth. So Pats get a try, they go at it. If they get a touchdown, then Chiefs got to answer. And you just go back and forth until someone gets a touchdown and the other team
And
doesn't.
you can do that with the kick or
That's a
touchdown. That's what I'm saying.
crazy idea.
Mind blowing.
No, I think.
And I'm not saying, like, who knows, but how
But
is
how's
that,
that- how's
how
that
is that
crazy,
idea
though?
not
I-
even better than just
yeah.
a coin toss Pats win because they went
Yeah,
down?
exactly. I don't know.
I still think how they should do it is the debate. The way I think everybody will agree is even if you get the touchdown, the other team has to come down and get the touchdown. It doesn't matter if it's a touchdown, 3 points, or anything.
Yeah.
You should be able to match.
Or what
100%.
you do is you say, okay, here's what you do is in overtime you make it a 5-minute quarter, and you say whoever's winning by the end of this 5 minutes, and if you're still tied, next point.
I don't think you can do 5 minutes because
A
it's
person
kind
they
of
can run out the clock.
Yeah, so like even right now the overtime's 10 minutes versus 15's a
Yes,
quarter.
yeah.
So I think that's okay. Like that idea is not bad. Keep the 10 minutes, but then I'm fine with that. Don't do golden goal. Whoever's winning at the
That's
end
what
of
I'm
10
s-
minutes.
And if
I'm
not,
okay. That's a decent idea.
the next point.
And I understand. Then yeah, you're
Because
right.
then you
it's-
literally gave them 5 quarters, and then you're giving them an extra try. Like you can't because then
any of
you
the
know
ideas
both
we have
teams are getting the
discussed,
ball.
I prefer better than what we currently have in
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like-
I still think the best route would keep everything the same, but touchdown they can match.
I think
if they lose the possession.
It's so simple. I don't understand how that's not a
I
thing.
agree.
Yo,
Like-
I agree.
you remember that conversation me and you had like 2 or 3 years ago when I was still at university? I went to go to see my university football game, and I told you how it was kind of bullshit how they did the overtime system, like how it is like right now, how they have it in the NFL in the playoffs.
Yeah, I do
and,
remember
and
this.
then we talked about how the soccer kind of format for Champions League and stuff like that was pretty bullshit because it's 2 games, 1 home, 1 away, and away goal wins. So if you go into extra time into the next game, into the second game, right, because you're both tied, if it's 1-1 in extra time, the away team advances.
Yeah, see, the problem with that is in the NFL, it's 1 game, right? So
Yeah.
you couldn't do something like that, but that.
No, I'm saying which one do you think is more bullshit? Which one do you guys think is more bullshit? Which one do you think
I
needs to get
think
changed
I
for?
think I think the soccer way is more BS because it pretty much encourages winning by 1 and playing defense the whole time if you're the away team.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. And like I feel like if we're talking Italy here, they're scoring their 1 goal off their heads like they always do, and then defense for the next 70 minutes.
Yeah.
And then if they're the
Just
away
any
team,
game
and then they
in-
go in, and then, I see a lot of problems with that. But at the same time, I have a problem with the way it is now. I think the only league that does it properly is the NHL.
What about NBA? NBA, I think, does it
No,
pretty good.
yeah, NBA is just whoever's winning by the end of it, and
But
they
it's
keep
di-
going,
it's a
which is
diff-
that's
it's-
just fun. But you can't do that in the NFL. Wear and tear on the body. They can't play more than let's say 75 minutes.
The
It'd be too
NHL has a
much.
right because they understand the difference between the regular season and the playoffs. Regular season, they know this is honestly mostly about entertainment and like the game needs to end. Like there's an 82-game season, like we can't have games
Yeah.
going 8 periods.
Agreed.
So we do a quick 3-on-3. That doesn't resolve
Yeah.
it. Shootout, it's done.
It's why it
But
works in baseball.
we would all be salty as fuck if that was the same overtime rules in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If we had 3-on-3 after a playoff game and that didn't resolve it, a playoff game was decided by a shootout, we would be
Agreed.
so
No, agreed.
pissed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But they understand that's not right.
Agreed.
So it's
I mean, as a
golden
Leafs
goal,
fan, I'd be
it's
happy
men
with
in
that
overtimes.
format.
You would,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes and
but
no. We play in the
This
Eastern
is why I'm
Conference.
saying it works in the MLB because, it's next score and they
Yeah.
keep playing in as many quarters or
The
sorry,
reason
innings.
why technically that works though is
It's not as much wear and tear on the body.
but there's a
and they have so-
match. just like how we're complaining that you
There's a
can't match a
yes,
touchdown.
agreed.
If someone scores
Agreed.
4 runs in the top of the 16th, you can
still
score
get
4
your
runs
chance,
in the
yes,
bottom of the 16th.
yes. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
that you never got your opportunity as long as you didn't get those runs in the bottom.
Right.
You still get that opportunity. Anyways, we can just keep going on and on about it.
At the end of the day, what a crazy weekend. Like, it literally, so we ended up with the Rams and the Pats
got
in the
both my
Super
picks
Bowl.
wrong.
It could have been Drew Brees and Mahomes. Like, it could have been anything.
I was feeling good, okay? I was just like, look, here's my opportunity. I said the 2-1 seeds. You know what? They both went down to literally the overtime, and then neither of the teams I picked.
Man, I had...
You picked the Patriots.
I had 1, and I was almost 2 for 2, unless if the refs absolutely didn't fucking put their head in their ass and blow a call. But granted, D Ford helped me get 1 right, so I guess it's only fair, 50-50 at the end of the day.
Unbelievable.
So,
I know what
Predictions?
you're gonna say.
for the Super Bowl.
I don't even want to predict this game. This is so. This is like. If unenthusiastic blowjob had a face, that's how I feel right now.
I have no idea.
The Super
Let's
Bowl.
talk about it a little bit, and then we'll make our pick. What are people thinking here? Like, I think about this a lot. Like, I've said it a bunch. I'm a big Rams guy. I really like Sean McVay. You saw what Greg the Leg makes a difference. Hit a 50-yarder, 57-yarder for the win. Like, and they just have, the big thing I like is they signed a lot of big-time players in the offseason. Or traded for them, whatever it may be. Marcus Peters, Talib's, brought in Sue, paid Donald, paid Gurley. And the thing about big-time players is that when it's prime time, when you're under the lights, they show up. I still believe Tom Brady's a better primetime player than all those people I just listed, but I think
he's one guy.
That's the difference. There's so many of them on the Rams that I feel like that's just the type of people. Like, they are clutch players. They are, when the lights come out, they just play better. They want to be in the lights. They want all the attention.
Mm-hmm.
They want all the views. And that just really makes me feel good about them. But then
What about Goff?
You go over to the Pats.
Goff's not even a top tier quarterback.
The Goff is honestly the only reason I'm not down I locked for the Rams. I like Goff, but I don't know if you can feel clutch.
You put Mahomes on the Rams?
Oh, it's done.
I'm not even looking at the Patriots in this game.
I'm with you. That's literally the biggest reason I'm not locked and loaded on the Rams. It's not even that I don't like Jared Goff. It's not like I'm a hater of him. I'm actually kind of a fan. But I don't know if he's clutch. I don't think he's got the experience. He doesn't always handle.
This guy was
He doesn't
getting run
always
out of the
handle.
league, man,
He
if
doesn't
didn't
always
have a good
handle
year.
pressure literally just from the defensive line pushing in, and just on a big just this stage. I'm not sure if Jared Goff can stay cool. I am concerned about that. If especially Pats get the lead, or the biggest thing is really if you get that feeling New England's here and what are we gonna do? It's just big bad New England. I don't know if Jared Goff can shake that off.
Well,
that concerns me.
There's a couple of things I want to throw out here. First off, I think both teams have different keys to winning the game. I think the Rams do not want to get into a shootout with Brady. You won't win a shootout with Brady. If Brady gets the last possession, he's not coughing that up.
That I agree,
in
but
Super Bowl. And now
shootout, I don't know if it's not.
I know people are
might
people
work.
are gonna say, well, look at these Patriots. They're putting up 40 points while the Rams are putting up 25. But last year we said the same thing. Nick Foles couldn't go toe to toe with Brady, and Nick Foles I would say is on a similar level to Goff.
You're right, but you and I would both agree. Don't know what the hell it is, but Nick Foles is a primetime player.
He's
got
sweet.
ice in his veins. When the lights come out, he just stays cool, just ready to go. He does not get shook.
I'm
worried
honestly,
about Goff.
Last year we had Kirk Cousins as the most looked for QB in free agency. Yeah, that's a different
in free
topic.
agency. Sorry, yeah.
And then this year it has to be Foles. I don't care who.
Oh,
it
of course.
is. You could have Russell Wilson, but I know Russell Wilson has 2, but or he has 1 win and 1 loss. Or does he have 2 Super Bowls? I believe he has 2 Super Bowls.
He should have 2.
I believe he has 2 and then one loss appearance.
It's 1 win and 1 loss, and just because you brought it up, just to refresh everybody, he lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots because apparently you don't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch from the 2 or 3 yard line and run the ball in,
that is
and we
ridiculous.
threw a pick.
Yeah, that was And not to mention, Russell Wilson has got such great legs. I don't know why he wouldn't run it himself.
Whatever.
Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Also, so and then on the other side of the ball, for the Patriots, keys to winning, shut down Gurley. The moment your O-line shuts down Gurley, it doesn't matter how many points that Brady's putting up because Goff isn't matching it.
I'm 100% with you, but I'm going to add stop the run game.
Agreed.
Because CJ has actually been doing a good amount of shit the last few weeks.
Maybe the most underrated player on the team.
I think there's that, and I think people aren't talking enough about since he's a running back, and he's fresh, man. He's played actually 4 games this year, and that's big. He doesn't have wear and tear on his body. This guy's fresh and ready to go. Everybody's got nicks and bruises and aches and pains at this point in time in a football season, but CJ not so much.
Another stat I want to throw out: Brady's been to 8 Super Bowls. In the first quarter, he scored 1 field goal, and that was last year against the Eagles. Okay, the Rams are a very good coming out of the gate team.
You're right.
You think the Rams take the early lead? They go up 17-10 in halftime. Do you think that come back after half?
I'm going to tell you no, because just from what I've seen in this playoffs, they've just taken the ball and just stomped teams. They scored 4 or 5 touchdowns consecutively to beat the Chargers to start that game.
Well,
then
they lost the second half.
The first 4 you asked me if they're going to come out slow and be losing to the Rams by halftime. I saw them put 4 touchdowns up in a row versus the Chargers, and then I don't exactly remember precisely how the beginning of the Chiefs-Pats game began, but I'm pretty sure they went out and put up points.
They did. I think it was 17-7, I want to say. Something like that.
I'm going to say no. I think they're going to go out there, and I'm interested to see, so I'll ask a question along that lines. For both teams, if you win the coin toss, do you take it or do you ask for it in the second half?
I asked for it in the second half.
So, I'm with you. I'm always, because you want to, it's the dream. It's the dream idea to score at the end of the second quarter and get the ball in the third, and life's great.
Not even just that. You're losing the first half. You have no momentum. Let's say Brady and Belichick is a wizard. Okay, he plays the clock. He plays the run game. Keep the ball with short pass plays and inbounds. So you only get 1 possession. You get 2 possessions for maybe a whole 5 minutes.
I'm with you. I think that's what's going to happen, but
then your defense stands up and you're only down, let's say 14-7, 14-3.
I'm with you.
You get that ball back. You get the momentum.
It's my style, 100%. If I were a coach, I'm always going second half, but. It wouldn't surprise me, if you're that confident your offense is going to go up there and put up 7, that immediately, and if you can get up to even more of a lead of that early, you talk about how great of a Bill Belichick mastermind he is. Think about what happens when the other team has to throw the ball. If you can get that type of lead where that they got to throw more than they can run, then you just make your defense that much easier to call and that much easier for you to shut them down.
See,
who knows? But I'm with the biggest reason why I can't pick the Rams, why I keep just going back to it's the Pats, is I don't know how you possibly can digest the idea that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick lose back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's what I was
as a Colts fan
well.
and as you are a Steelers fan, we would both love to see it happen. And technically,
love is an understatement.
And technically, if Atlanta didn't absolutely choke on a huge fat dick 2 Super Bowls ago, then it would have already happened. But so then if that happened, technically this could be 3 in a row. And just even contemplating, my brain does not compute. It just does not compute Tom Brady and Bill Belichick losing back-to-back Super Bowls.
Also, kind of cool fun point. This obviously before they moved to LA, but Brady's first Super Bowl was St. Louis.
I know, we're doing it's a rematch now.
They won it back
his
in
first Super Bowl, we're going back around.
And I don't know if you remember, but it was
or the Rams break the dynasty.
We were children when this Super Bowl happened, but it was
greatest show on turf.
Who was the other? Brady and the other QB were fighting for who would get it, and Belichick picked Brady in the Super Bowl. They had I forget his name.
I forget exactly what
Anyways,
happened.
but
Brady came into that
there was
game. I don't remember
a QB fight to who would get it, and Belichick chose Brady at the end because both QBs. Brady was a rookie. Second year. Both QBs had a chance of making the Super Bowl, and there's a chance that this Brady thing wouldn't even happen if he didn't get that shot in that Super Bowl. If Belichick chose the veteran.
Well, I'm gonna continue. If you want to go down that line, I'll bring up my boy Adam Vinatieri, as he's been in the Colts
legend.
Nation forever.
He's coming back.
That dynasty. Oh yeah, thank God.
Age
Well,
46.
Not thank God. I'm just so happy.
Age 46.
Love him. Absolute goat. Brings a lot to the locker room. Big fan as a Colts to have him back around. But you could debate that Tom Brady, that dynasty never begins if it's not for him. And in the AFC Championship game is the snow kick. That legendary kick. So there's that both of those happen in that game to start, and then in the Super Bowl, Adam Vinatieri kicks the game winner to get the dynasty beginning.
That's another thing. I think on 3 of those Super Bowls it went by 3 points, and it was Vinatieri.
Oh, yeah.
So if Vinatieri wasn't there, you never know if Brady would
knows?
have had those 3.
And
I know it's all. You can't speak in retrospect.
Of course. But you seeing how kickers are doing nowadays. We're having people hitting double doinks. We're hitting people shanking stuff
Cody
left,
Parkey, man.
right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Don't let him live it down.
Can't. You just can't. I'm not even a Bears fan. Can't let him live it down. That was just rough. Man, I still don't know what it is. I flip-flop back and forth, so I'll kind of delay and push it to you guys. We got the Super Bowl.
What do you got to say, Freddie? You haven't said much about this.
I'm going to go with Patriots.
Reasoning?
Tom Brady.
See, it's CEO Tom, and it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's
This guy's
why.
it's like he's ordering a burger. He's like, I want a burger. It's like, why do you want a burger? I want to put ketchup on it.
Yeah, it's good. Because the beef is good.
Yeah. This restaurant makes good burgers.
I don't know. I just don't think Goff is going to live up. I don't think he's going to play
fair
great.
assessment.
That's my main thing. I just think that, I don't know, Brady's going to maybe get inside Goff's head because I feel like Goff is going to maybe try to outperform himself or something like that. And
That's honestly my biggest concern, man. I love all around. I like the defense. I like the supporting cast on offense. Special teams is clearly better. Maybe not specifically the kick or punt returner, but the rest of it is. Not that I don't like Jared Goff, but I am concerned he's going to get flustered and get shook in the Super Bowl, knowing that you're going against Tom Brady. And basically, any mistake that you make, he's not, and you're that much further behind.
yep.
See, this is with me. It's the same. So you guys are both going Patriots. Is that what I'm getting?
I
here?
don't honestly. I'm still flip flopping. Make your pick.
Franny's
and,
got a Patriots. See
Let's pretend we're all betting men, too.
that's what I
No.
wanted to get at here. That's
My
what I
pick
wanted.
on this air will not be the pick that I go bet. If you want to know what I'm betting, I'm happy to share.
Agreed.
So, Patriots if you're betting.
Yeah, if I was betting, I'm saying Patriots. But honestly, see, this is the only thing that gets me. It's what your point you put is the bigger stars in this game, right?
Primetime players make
Brady
primetime
and
players.
let's say Amendola, and we can't even consider Gronk up there anymore, especially the way he's been playing this season. He looks slow, can't catch a ball. The guy just looks. He looks like he should be a.
Amendola's in Miami, but that's all right.
Oh, sorry, who am I talking about?
Edelman.
Edelman. Sorry. He was a former Patriot.
He was.
And they both have the same first name.
No, they're both little guys, both little white guys.
Yeah,
doing
little
their
white
thing.
guys, same position. Yeah. So, but the only reason I say, because he broke the catch it record that who was number 2? It was the Reggie Wayne and.
Oh yeah, he
Peyton
passed
Manning.
my boy. He's on his way. Edelman's on his way. Well, not really. He's way out there. But
Are you kidding me? He's
Jerry-
up by like 4.
No, on his way to Jerry
25.
Rice.
No, I'm saying above. Jerry Rice is like 160.
Oh, he's
and
way.
then-
That's what
and
I'm saying.
Edelman's
Yeah, he
at
passed Reggie. He's good.
120, I want to say.
That's what I'm saying. He's way off from Jerry, but
Yeah.
it's still incredibly
Well, that's-
impressive.
Yeah, that was a different time. It was like you had 2 of the greatest QBs back to back, and then arguably the greatest wide receiver.
It's also
And they
just
went to 5 Super Bowls.
yeah.
So that you could argue Brady went to 8, but like it's not like Edelman's the go-to guy on the page. He seems like he is, but he isn't. That's why he doesn't have those Jerry Rice numbers.
Okay, so
Also different league.
So what's your
which way
pick
you
then?
leaning?
So betting I'm picking Patriots. My pick.
Yeah, I want you to know what you're picking.
My pick
on
pick
air
is the
right
Rams.
here.
My pick
Picking
is
the Rams.
My pick is the Rams. I
Additionally-
hope I want Sue to just crush him, man. Oh my God. I truly do. I think I want Sue to bring out that grit he had on the Lions. His old attitude, man. Smash him to the ground, take the penalty, man. Take Brady out of the game early. I don't know about to say injure the guy and take his career out. I'm saying get in his head. Think that he can't just throw the ball without getting hit. Knock him down 10 times. I don't care if you get 1 sack, but give him 10 knockdowns. Okay, take a penalty or two. I know Sean McVay's that kind of coach that is willing to take a penalty to get into a player's head.
Oh, a key, if not the whole game, a key part of this game is the Rams have to get pressure on Brady. If Brady is comfortable all day long, then this game ain't even going to be close.
Also,
they gotta be just pressuring all day long.
The run game from the Rams, I believe that New Orleans had a way better O-line than the current Patriots O-line.
Fair, yeah. I'm not going to
debate that. And I believe that will allow more pockets for these good runners to come out. And that's what I'm going on. And I think if we're talking slugfest with Goff and Brady, it's no question. I think if we're talking play calling, Belichick over McVay any day. I think risky play calling, I'll take McVay. But actually, not even. Belichick is a bit of a risky play caller. I can't lie. But the only thing that gets me is will Brady lose 2 in a row? Will Brady, but the thing is, he doesn't have the weapons in the same way. He's the weapon. Brady's the true weapon.
Final answer.
Rams.
Rams done. Oh man, I flip and flop on this, man. I really don't know.
I'm saying
I'm gonna give it to you.
Too. Rams 31-27.
31-27. Okay, that answers my question as well. I was going to ask you the spread. Pats are favored by 2.5, so you're taking the Rams on the spread as well.
Well, I'm going to say 31-7 Pats.
Yeah, you're taking the minus. Yeah, fair.
31-7 Pats.
31-7 Pats.
Sorry, 31-27.
It's like this guy's calling a blowout. Okay, that's more reasonable there, bud.
Because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I picked 31. Because I believe it will be a bit of a slugfest back and forth, touchdown, up until 28 or whatever, and then the Patriots will be down by a little bit. They'll kick 2 field goals, go to 27. It'll be 27-24, and then what's his name? The
Rams kicker?
Yeah, Greg the Leg. By the way, I was thinking about that. If he does something like that and he wins the game, and it'll be 31-27. If he does that and wins the game, what will be his sponsors? Like what kind of leg company would start giving him sponsors? You know, what is it, knee pads? Like CCM or something? Like
knee pads? I don't know. I'm for some reason
male body wash.
I'm thinking of like Gillette.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Men cleaning. I don't even know, man.
But he'll be in just like a car commercial.
Cleats company.
It'll just be like you want the power and agility of this Ram of this Ford F-150.
Oh,
it has the same power as Greg the Leg.
No, the better one is all the ones with the rappers all talking about leg hanging out the Phantom. This guy's just driving a Phantom with his leg hanging out of it.
Oh man. Well,
that's actually good. Coach.
Okay.
Your prediction.
Man. My heart tells me the Rams. The biggest issue I have picking against New England and the Pats is, as I said, just back-to-back Super Bowls losing for Bill Belichick and Tom Brady just seems so just mind-blowing to me. Like, just to digest that is extremely difficult. But at the end of the day, I'm with you. I brought it up to you earlier. You were agreeing with me with here. I think the Rams just, the game plan this offseason was to get those prime-time players. And here we are in the biggest primetime game of the year. And I think most of them are going to come out to play and going to do what's necessary. I think Greg the Leg, the legend, is going to win the Super Bowl. He's after tying the NFC Championship game, winning it in overtime on a 57-yarder. Greg the Leg is going to become a legend and win the Super Bowl for the Rams. Here comes the next Adam Vinatieri.
Your score.
Greg the Leg.
What's your score?
Your score prediction. Think it'll be a tight game?
Oh, it's gonna be.
It's
tight.
gonna be the tightest of games.
It's gotta be tight if I'm calling Greg to win it on a field goal. So.
You don't think my score's too out of whack now, do you?
I'm debating right now if I want to go above you guys or below you guys.
See, the Rams were the number one team in scoring in the first 10 games of the regular season. They were scoring 31 plus, 30 and a half.
Well, I think both teams are going to try to have some some long drives to keep the possession. I think the teams are going to try to keep this out of a shootout. So I'm going to call 27-24 Rams.
I feel like that's more reasonable because I think Goff is less of good
And
as good as a
So
QB.
with that score, I think you might also get another ridiculously long kick because it'll be the end of the game. They'll feel comfortable if they miss it. Like, it might be end of the clock. Like, clock's out. Once he kicks it, maybe another 50-yarder for the win for the Super Bowl.
2 for the Rams. Now I gotta say, I know you said it's a bit of a heart pick, but do you genuinely believe, or is it because you're a Colts fan and you hate the Patriots?
There's definitely a large part of that. And I'll give the example. Last week, 2 weeks ago when we had the championship games, since I am, Colts fan, don't like Tom and the Pats, I was going to go and, I was going to choose the Chiefs, and I did pick the Saints. When I went in to go make my bet on the Chiefs to beat the Patriots, I literally just could not scribble in the circle that was Chiefs, and I bet on the Pats. I just couldn't. Like, when you get there and you just think about it, like, my mind just like, you're just gonna throw away your money and bet against the Pats in the playoffs. Like, that just seems ridiculous. So
it's
honestly,
a crazy game, honestly.
we'll see. As of right now, like I said, as that example, I could very well, as soon as I'm about to make my bet, switch. But as of now, I think my game plan, betting wise, is I'm gonna essentially try to win both. So I'm thinking I might bet Pats money line, but Rams spread. So essentially, I'm saying the Pats are going to win by 2 or less. And then I would hit both of those bets.
See,
It's a mind
the
blow right
only
there.
way
Mind
the way I
blow.
look at this is Kansas City. Going back to the Kansas City, I feel like Kansas City was on par with the Rams. Like, if we're talking like how good they were, both those teams. Like, they both had the same amount of kind of like stars or future stars.
It was a crazy game. Over
know,
100 points. That
One
was nutty.
was heavy Well, the Rams are a good mixture of offense and defense, and then I would say Kansas City is more heavy offense. And it came down to overtime. And I feel like the Rams know they snuck away a victory, and they're not gonna let that happen again. Like, they're those, and I would say honestly, their stars in the Rams game didn't even come out to play to their fullest potential. And I would say the Patriots, they had to come out to their fullest potential against Kansas City.
I don't disagree with anything you just said there, but as a somewhat of a counter argument, I'll throw in there another reason why it's tough for me to see the Pats losing is, as much as I love Sean McVay, I talk him up all the time. I think he basically is the next Bill Belichick.
Oh,
Next, Bill Belichick. Therefore, I think Bill Belichick's out to prove a message. And like, hey, everyone's talking you up like you're the best, you're the next best thing. Teams are going out trying to hire the next Sean McVay. People are literally saying we are looking for the next Sean McVay. I think Bill is trying to go out there and prove a point that, hey, I'm still around and I'm still the best and I have the experience of being to multiple Super Bowls. You don't. And I'm going to make some executive and smart decisions that I've learned from previous that you possibly couldn't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Start wrapping it up soon.
Okay. I'll give you one final question, and I guess both of you guys can answer this.
I got some rapid fire stuff after.
Brady.
All right, sounds good.
Brady wins and retires afterwards. Hypothetically.
Okay.
First of all, do you think Brady wins and retires?
Not a chance.
Loses and retires.
Not a chance.
Okay. Hypothetically, Brady does retire.
Yeah.
Belichick follows him.
I feel so. This really throws me off because
Belichick the management role.
No. Never. I see Belichick going to
just-
college.
Just for
College
the
football.
sake of your question now, I'll tell you yes. But my answer to that would have been completely different if Jimmy G was still there.
Agreed.
Because a year and a half ago, like in general, we always go through phases of the Tom Brady and Bill aren't getting along, and the Pats, the locker room's not getting along, and then everything works out fine, and nobody's upset, and everybody's, I love our relationship. But I think it was around a year and a half ago, there was a lot of talk of kind of like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were butting heads, And, like, it's understandable, man. Like, when you have those two big of personalities for that long, like, dynasties don't last this long. This is 18 years. So it's impressive they've been able to deal with each other as personalities for this long. But there was a lot of talk that kind of, they're both at the point in their careers where, like, they are legends. And at this point, there's always the debate of, like, well, would Tom Brady have done as well without Bill? And did Bill Belichick really just do that well because he had Tom? So I thought that if then Tom Brady retired and Jimmy G was still there, no chance Bill retires. Bill tries to go for another 5 years, tries to win 2 Super Bowls with Jimmy G, and go, hey, look, it wasn't Tom, it was me.
It was my coaching.
I'm the mastermind.
Good drafting.
I'm the genius.
Yeah, agreed.
But now that he doesn't have Jimmy G and there's no backup plan, he's not going to want to stay around with a scrub, do bad, and be like, oh, it was Tom that carried me.
That's my point. That's
so
my point.
If Tom were to retire, I think Bill would have to. And I agree, maybe just retire as an NFL coach because he loves football. He loves football.
I could definitely see him being, go to, look at Nick Saban when he left. Harbaugh. It's Jim, right? Or is it John? No, John's for the
I get confused.
Ravens.
Yes.
Jim's is in Michigan. I could totally see him going to a top tier college team. It's not like they're not getting paid; they're getting paid the same, so it's not money.
For sure.
Belichick's not looking for money. He'll never go to a front office role because, imagine him trying to recruit players. He's an ass. Like it's not. He's in the perfect position. A head coach only. Don't let me look at management. Let me focus on my players that are in front of me.
Quick question I want an answer to both of you. How long do you think Bill Belichick and Tom Brady stay together? Which I guess mostly basically is when do you think Tom Brady's going to retire?
2 years?
Yeah. Like 1 or 2 years, and I honestly believe his play has declined. It's not declined to the point where he's never gonna be a backup. Brady will never be a backup.
Oh,
Brady
no.
will never be a mentor.
Hell no.
Play a mentor role or anything.
Nope. I'm saying 2 to 3.
I honestly, Brady's been lucky. He hasn't got that serious injury since
He's
2010.
Football.
He's lucky, and so I'm with Franny a year or two. I'd say either they do poorly next year, he retires after if he wins this one, or I
think I'm on the same path. I think it's a
the
lock.
We always got
definitely playing next.
We got to
year.
mention too, the reason they always make the playoffs is their freaking division.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not like their division's doing anything next year either.
Nope.
It's not like Aaron Donald's certainly going to be a star and carry the Jets past the Patriots. Miami's flipping coaches again, and what's the other team? The Bills. I'm not going to get into the Bills. So
it helps.
They're going to make the playoffs again, regardless from their division.
Oh, 100%. Lock, and they'll probably have a first round bye.
They can go 9-7.
They'll probably have a first round bye next year.
I don't know about that because Chargers are going to be hot off their heels. Ravens with a full year with Lamar Jackson are going to look killer.
Yes and no.
Steelers are not making the playoffs next year.
I don't want to go too deep into it. Okay, Steelers, I will agree with
Healthy
you.
Andrew Luck?
Even with you as a Steelers fan, I agree. Steelers make the playoffs. Luck.
I'm thinking
Luck.
Kansas City first seed, Indianapolis second seed.
I don't think the Ravens are going to be that good next year. I think they'll be good, but I think...
Look what they did with Lamar Jackson
on
short notice.
Short notice. Now all the defensive coordinators in the league get a full offseason to learn that fucking bullshit that they're running. A few years ago, Wildcat came in, and we're all like, oh my God, the Wildcat's the best thing ever. And then eventually, defensive coordinators figured it out
that's
and said,
true.
Fuck that, doesn't work no more. So I don't know. I'm interested to see of a full year, how do they change it up so defensive coordinators don't just stop it. But at the end of the day, other stuff to talk about in the offseason.
Yeah, for sure. I was getting sidetracked. I see the Patriots. Honestly, they'll win their division. They'll probably get the 4th seed. But that's more because the AFC is getting stronger, and Brady's getting older. Less about the Patriots. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
And
it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Offseason will be interesting. Good offseason talk. We'll definitely have some debates about where
I feel like
where
the
they're
AFC
looking for
is
next year.
way more stacked than the NFC come next year.
As just a quick recap, just for everybody, because recap. We made a few, we made a few calls, but then said we're betting different ways. So at the end of the day, you got both Aldo and myself taking the Rams in the Super Bowl. Franny's taking the Pats, probably the smarter move. But at the end of the day, we're sticking Rams. I just took a look at some fun prop bets, some cross sports ones, just some fun stuff. None of the serious ones of QB, how many yards. So I got like 5 to 7 of them. Just gonna throw some rapid fire at the boys.
Are we doing like one after another?
Oh, I'm gonna ask, and I want you both to take a pick.
Right.
Like we're just gonna shout our answer.
Yeah, like here. So here, boom. First prop bet. I got 3 cross sport prop bets. First one is, will Tom Brady? So which one will be higher? The amount of Tom Brady pass attempts, not completions, Tom Brady pass attempts, or James Harden points. And they're playing Utah.
Yeah.
So the Rockets are playing Utah.
What, on Sunday?
On Sunday.
On Sunday,
What
okay.
will be higher, James Harden's points, or Tom Brady's pass attempts?
James Harden points. I think it's like James Harden's hot right now, even though they lost. I just looked at something right now. 24 games consistently that he's had 30 plus points.
Yeah.
And before that, he had 7 games, 40 plus points or something like that.
During the streak.
During the streak at one point. I don't know. Harden's
It was
hot.
35 plus.
His team knows that he's hot. He's getting fed the ball the whole time. I'm going to go with Harden.
No, I disagree. I'm saying because you said pass attempts. You said
Attempts,
completions.
not completions.
You said
attempts.
completions, I would have picked differently. But I'm saying James Harden, he's going to put up 32, 35. Okay, Brady's going to throw for 46 passes.
So no, I'm on the exact same line of thinking with you, Aldo. I'm just thinking James Harden is cooling off, which is still I'm putting up 30 points a game, but I don't think it's a 50 point.
Exactly.
I think James Harden scores somewhere between 30 and 40, and I think Tom Brady has over 40 passes.
Over 40 passes. Exactly
so
my thinking.
I'm going to take Tom Brady on this one.
Exactly.
My next one for the boys is, again, these are just which one will be higher. Brandon Cooks receptions or Steph Curry 3-pointers made. The Golden State Warriors are playing the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday.
Sorry, repeat that again?
Which one will be higher? The Golden State Warriors are playing the Lakers, and so for that game, it's Steph Curry 3-pointers made or Brandon Cooks receptions. Which one will be higher?
That is so hard, man.
Try to get some good one for the boys.
The reason I think that one's hard is because LeBron James comes back tomorrow, okay? And you got Curry playing LeBron James again on Sunday. He's going to want to throw up a lot of shots. But again, Curry has these games where he misses a lot, you know?
It's tough.
And
like
then Brandon Cooks,
Brandon
Cooks, he doesn't get targeted 100%.
He's
you know
more
what
of
I
a
mean?
big play guy, deep threat ball.
God.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
The first one I had no problem guessing. This one is just like I have no idea because I feel like they're going to be so similar. I feel like it's going to be like 7 threes made and 7 catches. You know what?
Take your pick.
I'm taking Curry.
I'm
taking Curry.
I'm going Curry too.
All right, we got 2 guys taking one of the Splash Bros. I'm going Brandon Cooks.
Can't believe I took Curry. What the hell?
I'm going Brandon Cooks. I think Steph's going to have maybe more of a 2 to 5. I'm hoping maybe Clay gets hot. We just feed him the rock a lot.
That's what I was thinking with LeBron James. He might be overshadowed. You know, he might not put up as much. You know, DeMarcus Cousins might have a good game because he's got to, play some.
I do think Bill is going to plan to try to really shut down Brandon Cooks since he was on their team last year. I think Sean McVay is going to try to do a decent amount of things to get him the ball more than just throwing him the deep ball. So I'm predicting something like around the 7 catches you stated for Cooks, but I'm going to say more like 5 threes for Curry. My last one for cross sports is, again, which one will be higher? On Sunday night, the Edmonton Oilers play the Montreal Canadiens. What will be higher? The amount of goals Connor McDavid scores or Gronk touchdowns?
Oh.
God damn, man. What are you doing? Who they playing, Edmonton, you said?
Edmonton's playing the Montreal Canadiens.
See, Montreal's is, even though as much as they're struggling, not struggling, like dealing with injuries and all these kind of things, they've got a hell of a strong team. Like, I hate to admit it, Montreal Canadiens are one of my most hated teams of all time, right? I cannot you cannot deny the fact that the Montreal Canadiens are having a fantastic season for expectations. You know what I mean? Like they're actually gonna maybe pull up to that last spot in the Eastern Conference.
The wild card.
And they were 1 point away from Toronto, which was who were having a fantastic year, like above expectation, you would say.
In
like
a
maybe a few roadblocks here and there, but you can say that the Leafs are up to expectations. Like
for
the
sure.
most part.
This is exactly where I saw the Leafs being.
So who you
I'm
taking
taking
there,
Gronk.
Franny?
I'm taking Gronk touchdowns. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Franny.
good. All those taking Gronk.
I'm
and
gonna
the
go with
touchdowns.
Gronk too.
I'm
I
going the
don't know
opposite of you
why.
boys.
I have this gut feeling that Gronk's gonna catch 2 and McDavid's gonna put up 1 goal.
I'm gonna go McDavid. I'm gonna take McDavid. I think
He's gonna
I
shut us
feel
all up, Gronk.
I feel more secure that McDavid could score 2 goals than Gronk getting 2 touchdowns. I could see both happening. Hell, I could see Gronk having 3 catches for 3 touchdowns and nothing else. But
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I feel like that's gonna be their weapon this game is Gronk. Like everybody's gonna be like, oh, he's aging, he can't catch the ball, Brady's not throwing him too much anymore. And all of a
Big
sudden,
2 since
Gronk
the
just
Super
has that
Bowl. He gets
game.
2 weeks, so he's gonna be feeling at least
Yeah,
the best he's had in
yeah.
a while.
watch him catch 2 or 3, and then
It'll be
retire.
interesting. I tried
Watch
to.
him catch 2 or 3 touchdowns, win another Super Bowl, and retire.
Oh,
He's hurting.
if they win the Super Bowl, I don't think it's a question that he retires.
I think even if they lose, he may retire.
I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. So if they win, I think it's a lock that Gronk's retiring.
yeah.
I think these were good. I tried to pick some difficult
Love 'em.
ones. I got 2 more. One is kind of just based off of something that's happened this year, and one is just the classic Super Bowl bet you got to do. The one for this year is Tony Romo has been kind of taking over the internet and the pre-game talk shows and live play-by-plays as this guy continues to just predict plays before they actually occur. So there is a prop bet on Tony Romo. How many plays will Tony Romo predict correctly before they occur? The over-under on this is 7.5.
You know what's crazy? Honestly, didn't care for Romo as a QB. He was injury
Terrible.
prone.
Hated him. Love him as I love him in the booth personally.
Oh, honestly, and I got a name for him, and it rhymes with Romo, but I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I'm taking the over on this one. Honestly,
Let's go. He believes in the Romo predictions.
His predictions are unbelievable, and I'm not gonna lie. I predict like that too sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know about that many, but
Yeah.
like there's certain plays where it's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
but,
there
but
was-
he nails play after play.
After play, it's
sometimes, man.
ridiculous. And,
3,
like,
4 in a row.
It's like everything. Like I remember I called one. I was watching the Pats games, the Pats versus the Chiefs with some of my buddies, and when the Pats were driving down there in the 4th quarter, there was an obvious one. I was like, watch, it's going to be an Edelman over the middle catch, which happened. But Romo calls, he's like, watch this. Gronk's going to chip the guy here. This guy's going to chip the guy here. Edelman's going to go over the middle, cut this way. Brady hits him. And then literally exactly that just folds out. And
I
you're just
remember
like,
him being like, watch for the trick play. And everybody's just like, what do you mean watch for the
Yeah.
trick play? And they fake the punt or whatever the guy throws against the first down.
man, it's impressive.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm taking. What did you say? You didn't say. Did you give one over under?
7.5.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with what Aldo said. I
Okay,
don't know.
over.
I don't know much.
Over?
about his
I'm a
He's
big.
over as well.
No.
Oh, I thought you-
I was
I thought you-
repeating over for Franny there. Love Romo. I think this is super cool. I think it's a high line. 7.5. Like, that's a lot of play calls.
Over 150 plays.
You're
that guy's gonna
right.
predict more than 7.
Here's my thing. He was really good at predicting the Pats plays, not really KC's. I do understand the Pats are the team that made the Super Bowl, but Super Bowl comes, people start doing some crazy shit. I think he doesn't really call that many plays correctly until we hit like the 4th
Wait,
quarter.
is he the one broadcasting it
I
for sure?
guess so
100%?
because it's on the
It's
some
NBC?
sort of broadcast will have him because this is a prop.
My
a
dad's
prop
gonna
bet.
lose his mind. He hates listening to Romo, man.
I'm gonna go under. I just think that's super high. I'm gonna go under. My
Wow.
my last prop bet. Oh, and actually, sorry, just quickly on that. I read something just so you know. Tony Romo's prediction. I guess he wouldn't pick a team, but Tony Romo said the Super Bowl is gonna end 28-24. The team that has 24 points is gonna have the ball at the end of the game and will not score. That is Tony Romo's prediction for the
That
Super
man
Bowl.
is high.
I'm with you because if the Pats have the ball down 24-28, they're gonna
Or
go
Greg
score.
the Leg scores a freaking field goal. I don't see that happening at all.
If it's 4 points, Pats have the ball, they score. If it's 4 points, Rams have the ball, they can't just go and kick a field goal with Greg the Leg.
Okay.
So
you
I
know
can
what?
see that.
I got a question for you, Marcus.
Shoot.
Do you think Greg the Leg has more of a chance of kicking the game-winning field goal or Anthony Davis to the Boston Celtics?
Oh, Greg Zerlong kicking the game-winning field goal.
Wait, what? What was your question?
Okay, so
Anthony Davis to the Celtics or Greg Zerloin kicking the game-winning field goal, what's more likely?
Dude, that's a good question.
I don't think he's going
Well,
to the Celtics.
The only thing I gotta say in this is it seems like Anthony Davis may get traded ahead of the deadline, and Boston can't actually trade for him unless they get rid of Kyrie Irving in the trade because that's 2 Rose Rule players, and you can't have 2 Rose Rule players unless or back-to-back traded Rose Rule players. So they can't actually trade for him until the offseason. So in this case, I'm taking Greg, but honestly, that's a phenomenal question, man. Phenomenal question.
My last prop bet for the boys. This is the typical staple. I need help, boys. I'm going to make this bet for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl ends. Confetti blasts. Team celebrates. Players grab the Gatorade. Dump it on the coach. What color is it, boys?
Oh, I'm gonna go orange.
So
You know what's funny? That's the color I'm thinking, so I'm rolling with it.
So
Yeah.
the main ones they got listed is yellow, which they also count like the lime green, like that counts as yellow, orange, red, blue, and you can also choose water.
No, not water.
So here's my thing.
Water.
I was with you. I kind of initially
gonna
was
go
like water,
water.
not a chance.
No.
But I could see Bill. I could see Belichick getting water.
No.
I could see him kind of being like,
I feel like he
I'm
would get
old.
mad.
That's
He'd
what
be-
I'm saying. He would get
No,
mad
he
with
would
the
get
stickiness.
No, he would get mad if he disrespected him and just got water. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was thinking the
Like
other
it's
way.
not like he
I
hasn't
think,
already got other Gatorade
I think he's
showers.
old, grumpy, and he's kind of like, he knows what's going to happen.
If
we win
it's
it.
just Sean McVay,
Sean
he's
McVay's
100% getting
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Sean
100%
McVay's getting Gatorade.
Yeah,
That's a
he's
lot.
younger. He's getting the Gatorade.
You guys both went orange, eh?
Yeah, that was the first one that popped in my head. It's funny that he was
So
thinking that.
I don't have the exact lines, but I do know that yellow was like slightly more likely than orange, but orange was like the next one, I think.
Okay.
Orange
Orange is kind of like the generic Gatorade color. It's like the first color
Yeah.
in Gatorade, you're thinking orange. The first color of Powerade, you're thinking blue.
Yeah,
You know what I
Powerade
mean?
would be blue. Yellow or orange. I'm not sure.
Who's
I'm not sure.
drinking? When you're getting on the ice, when you were playing hockey as a child, what color Gatorade are you drinking?
I drank my Gatorade after the ice.
Yeah, that's a good point. only
What do
only
you
water,
mean? I'm in the
only
middle of
water
the
on the
ice
bench.
taking the face off, having a
Nah,
bottle
nah,
of Gatorade
I
in my
I
hand.
never had the Gatorade on
Yeah,
the bench.
Gatorade after, and
I always thought that was just a thing that happened in commercials.
Oh, I
Like
guess
the
I'm
guy
a load on
drinking-
this
yeah,
one.
yeah, on the bench. Yeah, no.
On the bench.
I guess
only
there's a
water on the
reason my,
bench.
my teammates used to call me
Yeah.
the French fry.
Maybe a lucky time we had some Gatorade bottles on the bench. But no, that was throw one in the bag, finish the game, and I sucked that thing back.
My
in
dad used
less
to
than,
throw
less
'em
than
at my head.
4.2 seconds, I drank that full Gatorade.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys both went orange. Who knows? I'm gonna go yellow. Staple. We'll see what happens. Who knows?
I hope you're wrong on this
there's
one.
some
This
good
is the
questions.
one
Honestly,
that
I'm
wa-
curious. I might click. Like, I'm gonna make this bet for sure for the Super
You know what?
Bowl.
I'm throwing
I'm
a curveball out there.
I'm
You know what?
going
The
yellow or
coaches
orange.
run away from it, and they don't even get splashed. Okay.
I was curious. It wasn't an option of no. Like there wasn't doesn't get.
No,
dunked
you know
on.
what? Actually, you know what? They don't. The Gatorade doesn't get dunked on them. The coach gets dunked in the Gatorade jug. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, if
Imagine
anyone
Jeff
Belichick
wants to
getting
feel
that.
ballsy,
Like he gets baptized by
Yeah.
Gatorade.
the colors were yellow, which counted as lime and all that shit. So essentially yellow or green, orange, red, and then blue. And if you want to get exotic, at
Purple.
plus 1,000 is a purple.
Oh.
If you really want to make some bank,
Hey,
at plus
okay.
I don't think
1,000.
I've ever seen purple.
I'm
know,
Gatorade.
I don't
gonna
think
say
I've-
something
I don't
off
think
the
I've
air
ever seen
about
purple.
this, but we'll continue. We'll continue just because I cannot say this what I'm thinking right now.
Okay.
I think it's got to be yellow or orange. If you guys both go orange, I'm just going to say yellow, but we'll see. I think I might bet on orange for this too. It's always a fun one. Honestly, I forget. I
Sick.
got it.
Sick
I got it right
questions.
last year.
Love
but I
those
don't remember.
questions.
Yeah, I try to get some good ones. Just some
That
good
should be a
prop
segment,
bets.
At the end of it. It should be
Yeah.
like quick rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
with-
Okay.
Rapid
good.
fire questions
Yeah.
with coach.
Yeah.
One last quick one because I thought this was a good prop bet. I think they set the standard is bet over under national. That's
Oh,
not
I
what I'm
hate
asking you.
this.
I think it's set at like around 142. Let's say that it's essentially that. There is a prop bet that is, will there be a scoring drive that lasts a less amount of time than the national anthem?
Okay, my question is, who's singing the national anthem?
I don't know. It's some black chick. The lines just say that a national anthem.
That's all I need to hear.
is
There will be a
140 to
drive.
150.
That's all I needed to hear. There will be. If you told me it was a man, okay, I would say no. He's just gonna sing the Super Bowl in like a minute, or the national anthem in like a minute and a half, and there's not gonna be. A
No,
drive
I think the
rest of it.
line is like 152,
Okay.
something like that.
You're telling me it's a black chick singing the national anthem. Buddy, that's going for 3.5 minutes. There's a drive that's going to be less than 3.5 minutes.
So fun fact on that is I think like the last time she sung it at a big event, it was like something like 142, 147, and they added 5 seconds to the line. So let's say it was 147. The line for the Super Bowl is like $1.52. So
I
whatever.
don't care
Say-
what big
say-
event
let's
she's.
say-
It
let's
wasn't
call
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, call it
That's it.
$1.50. I'm taking under. I think in the fourth quarter when teams are like is gonna just be running down the field back and forth,
yeah.
there will be a drive that's under $1.50. I think.
I'm
You're
taking.
locked. All those
I'm
words.
taking.
Under-
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
matter. The chick's singing for 3.5 minutes. There's a drive that's gonna be less than 3.5 minutes
Yeah.
in my bite.
I'm gonna go under as well too.
All right, that's all my fun
That's
prop
like
bets for the
that's
boys.
like the music way of looking at it is what Friday night's doing. Like black chick singing the Super Bowl. Oh, or the national anthem of the Super Bowl. Oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna be a while.
You're the one who said it.
So clearly.
What, I'm not even being rude in any way, but like
Clearly,
it's true.
anytime a woman sings the national anthem at a big event, they're holding those notes for so long.
Oh, the
Carrie
last
Underwood,
note,
man,
yeah.
like
Clearly,
oh.
Aldo is taking the over on the national anthem. Hammer the
Okay,
over.
my next question
Aldo
is,
says hammer it.
my next question is she
$1.52.
fat?
It's going to be 3 minutes. Aldo says hammer the over.
My next question is she fat and like an opera singer? Because then we're going even longer here. You know what I mean? That's just the
I don't know
statistics at
much
this
about
point.
her, but I think I saw a photo and no, not a big black lady. I'm not
Like,
going
is
to
it
say
Janet
skinny.
Jackson? Okay,
but-
then she's trying to get off the stage as quick as possible. But like, is it Mariah Carey? Okay, give me 4 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, if it's
All
Mariah
right.
Carey, it's not ending.
Franny, do you have anything else you want to talk about? 'Cause otherwise, I got the one topic.
All right, you get the one topic, and then let's do the next one after that.
Well, I was
No.
not expecting this to go.
My
this
thing is,
long.
yeah, do we have any football talk? 'Cause if not, I just got the
Oh,
one
are we
thing.
gonna
No.
do another?
Yeah, we're
I
gonna do
just-
another
we're
one,
gonna
but
do
just
another episode.
like we're pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
done with
Stuff.
football
Yeah.
talk
Yeah,
now.
this was just football.
Okay,
So
that's
should we,
fine.
let's
I'll
end it
I'll
over
save it,
here,
I'll save it.
and we'll just do the next
Franny,
one.
take it away, bud.
Yeah, take it away. Well, thanks for listening this long. You stay classy.
You stay classy, you big bunch of beauties. Stay classy.
Yeah, don't mind Coach. He decided to talk a lot this one.
Wow, the
Wha-
disrespect.
Yeah. What is this, a podcast?
That was the beauty bunch, not the disrespect bunch.
All right, ciao.